This guy is so warm, giving, and amazing. We're going to bring up Dave Morrison. Now, before you even walk up here, you stop right there. All right. I'm going to tell you something a little bit about Dave. When I went onto his profile, I was actually amazed that the first thing I saw was something that he quoted himself on, which was, "When your values are clear, your decisions are easy." And I was like, man, that pretty much sums up the guy that's going to be up here on stage in a second, too. But to get into the accolades, to let you a little know about David, is that he's a financial advisor who helps his clients make smart decisions about their money so they can pursue their goals for all the reasons that are important to them, to you. He works to put your entire financial house in order and keep it that way forever. So please, big round of applause for Dave from Prosperian.
Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you. I appreciate the chance to visit with you guys for just a few minutes. And it's a tough duty I have coming between Dave and that panel. And then the next speaker you've got, Brooke, is going to be remarkable. But I just want to take a few minutes and first actually start with a confession. Jim, I'm going to give you this extra mic if this one's working okay. I'm going to start with a bit of a confession this afternoon. I've got an addiction. I've got an addiction to Reddit. I will stay up till ridiculous hours looking at Reddit. And Reddit is not like a lot of social media outlets where you spend time on them and you feel worse about your life. You know, your vacations are nowhere near as exotic. Your lattes are never that beautiful. Your toes never look so good by a pool. But Reddit's different than that. Reddit actually, I kind of feel better about my life when I look at Reddit based on some of the stuff I see there. So one of my favorite subreddits is called ULPT. Has anybody seen ULPT? My son has, because he introduced me to it, and I think they're really, my 4 millennial kids are ticked they ever told me about Reddit, because Dad knows some stuff now. But so ULPT stands for Unethical Pro-Life Tips. So it's basically hacks, life hacks that are just terrible. They're awful. They're terrible. So here are a couple examples of those. So if you're tired at work, just lay down on the floor at random places and sleep, and somebody will come across you. They'll find you. They'll think you passed out. They'll be very kind to you. You might even get the rest of the day off. This one is a bit disturbing. If you glue a dead wasp to the palm of your hand, you can smack your boss in the head as hard as you want and pretend you saved his life. And then finally, kind of a seasonal one here. If you want to break out of jail, plan your escape around Halloween so your prison outfit looks like a costume. That very, very practical advice. So in any event, I've got my own ULPT, my own unethical life pro tip. And we've done an awesome job networking, getting to know each other today. But let's say you're in a situation where you're just not into it. You're on a plane, you're at a party, maybe a thing like this, and you're just not in the mood to talk to strangers. So my ULPT has worked for me for 30 years. The conversation, will always get around to, so what do you do? And for 30 years, it's worked magic for me to just say, I'm a financial advisor. You want to know more about that? The in-flight aircraft magazine has never been so fascinating until I say that, or somebody really needs a drink at the bar, or whatever. But it's worked for me for 30 years, and you could try that. Occasionally, I take that a little personally. I mean, it is what I do. It's what I love to do. I've done it for more than 30 years. But sometimes it can be a little boring, a little uninspiring. So I know this. I'll go home, and my wife of 32 years, Kay, is an incredibly patient woman, and she'll say, how was your day, babe? And I'll say, oh, it was unbelievable. I got to do this awesome lifetime cash flow spreadsheet with blah, blah, blah. Or, man, I did this asset allocation model, honey. It was beautiful. It just sang. It was modern portfolio theory and behavioral finance and all this great other stuff, blah, blah, blah. And that's what she hears too. Yeah, no, it's not very inspiring. So I think about some of my friends who have inspiring work, and that's what this picture is. Come on now. Yeah. Oh, there they are. That's Andrea and Hareel. They're married now. They've got kids. But 10 years ago, Andrea was 20 years old. She and her sister and another friend teamed up with Hareel and a group of Ugandans to rescue a group of 80 Ugandan orphans that were just in a dismal situation. The place they were staying in had no sanitation, barely any food, no education. It was an awful, awful place. And I'll never forget when Andrea's mom came in one day and said, hey, the girls are in Uganda. They're going to start an orphanage. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. You can't do that. You can't start an orphanage in Uganda. They're 20 years old. So now, 10 years later, I'm the one in the middle. I'm the president of their board, and now we have not 80 orphans, but we have 3 award-winning schools. We've got a clinic that's turned into an 80-bed hospital. It's the very best place in the district to have a baby. We've got programs in the villages that train vulnerable women and special needs children. It's an amazing, amazing thing. So that's inspirational work. But as a financial advisor, I've got this dilemma. And how can I make my work, that's really important work, more inspirational to the people who need what we do? About 10 years ago, I met a guy named Bill, who wrote this book called Values-Based Financial Planning. And when you think what's inspirational, it could be a story like Andrea and Hareel's, but whatever's inspirational to you, it's personal. It's got something to do with your history, and you hope it has something to do with your future. But I learned from Bill to spend a lot of time in my relationships talking about what's most important to the people I was working with, starting with a question, what's important about money to you, and then quickly moving past that into the other things that are values in your life. The things that make life worth living, your why. You know, as entrepreneurs, you've all got a why. How many whys are to make $1 billion? That wouldn't be a bad why at all. But there's got to be something else. And this last panel talked about it. There's got to be something deep in your gut, something in your psyche that makes you want to do the hard things, the scary things, the things where you're lending your blood, sweat, and tears to this enterprise trying to make it go. So that's what we do every day, is we talk to people about their goals, their dreams, the most important values they have. Then I get to do awesome cash flow projections and spreadsheets. It's fantastic. So here's what I'm really here to talk to you guys about this afternoon. As you build your businesses, as you form your partnerships and work to make it go, make sure that all your important decisions, especially your financial decisions, are in alignment with your most deeply held values. So what do I mean by values alignment? Let me just illustrate from my life. So Kay and I have been in the same house for 20 years. Besides Max here, we raised 4 kids. We counted up 7 dogs, about a zillion guinea pigs, hamsters, reptiles, rodents, etc. And we needed an update on the house real bad. We got this team of guys in there last month, and so now it's pretty much gutted. That used to be the kitchen, Max. And we're really doing an upgrade. He's sort of resentful about it. We're making the house nice now that they're gone. But so why are we doing that? Well, one of my most deeply held values is family. And it comes from my background. When I was a kid, my family broke up, Dad left, family dinners ended, and the whole family togetherness thing was out the window. Kay and I want to do everything we can to make sure we've got a place for our family to gather for a long time. And so we're making this investment in that. That's values and financial decisions aligned. Plus, we've kind of been binging on HGTV, and it makes our place look like crap. So last month we had a big 10th anniversary celebration for Musana, the Ugandan organization I told you about. And Kay and I decided we were going to make a gift, a nice gift for us to support the mission of this organization that we really care about, that we've come to love. But it's not really about the organization. Oh, there's my family. That's my family value. It's really about this kid. It's about Solomon. So we met Solomon 9 years ago. He was one of the original kids that Andrea and Hiril rescued. He has no parents. He was basically living on the dump with really no hope and no future. So today, he's one of the top performing students in our high school. He's an amazing athlete, and he's just a remarkable kid. Our gift is going to help ensure that he gets through high school and on into university. In a couple of days, Kay and I are getting on a plane. On Sunday, we're going back to Uganda to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the founding there. And our friends in Uganda, man, they can party. They really know how to throw a party. We're super excited. But again, it's an investment that's in alignment with our goals and our values. So what I want to leave you with this afternoon, as you form your partnerships, as you build your businesses, make sure that all your important decisions, particularly your financial decisions, are in alignment with what your values are. And like Anastasia said, that's not my quote, but it's something that we really believe, is that when your values are clear, your decisions are so easy. So as an offer to you guys, everybody saw our very subtle red bags we were given to you. In that and on the table was an offer to do a thing called a financial roadmap. That's this. It's a super fun conversation all about your future that we'd love to do for you as our gift in support of entrepreneurship and multi-generational teams. So let us know if you'd like to do that. As a little bonus, we're doing a drawing for everybody who signs up to do a financial roadmap, complimentary. We're giving away some of those Apple earphones and also some cool Yeti cups. But that's what I want to leave you with, is align your values and your decisions, and your entrepreneurial ventures are going to be successful. Thanks very much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, David. Oh my gosh.